because, you see, your stupid opinion is the corrective for the state's stupid opinions. Like, we're just swamped in ignorance and stupidity. It's a human condition. And states are horrible, tyrannical messes. And individuals are like corrupt and blind. And so it's amazing we can stumble around in the world at all. But what you hope is that now and then some dingbat utters something vaguely sensible that helps curb the tyranny of the state.
Yeah, that's Jordan Peterson, a very intelligent man from Canada. He pretty much deconstructs, I guess, pretty much anything because, he is a psychologist / just a generally good dude. But he doesn't, when I say psychologist, he doesn't play that card up. He doesn't claim to know everything. But he just has a generally agreeable view on the human condition.
Yes. And he's championing the cause of real, I guess, just freedom of the individual, which is something that is lost. And what he's battling against is groups. And like I've said before, when you make blanket generalizations, it's not an individual threat, and it shouldn't be taken that way. When you're dealing with people on a case-by-case basis, you're dealing with circumstances and variables and all that stuff. So
it's way more personal.
But when you get into a blanket generalization into a law, like in this instance in Canada, the pronoun thing.
It's law there.
It's a law.
It is law.
So he could do jail time for not using those pronouns.
Or just have an opinion that is misperceived as hate speech.
Right.
I gotta reiterate this. This is Canada.
Yeah.
They don't have a constitution that we have here in America. The freedom of speech. But yeah, Canada is clamping down on their quote unquote freedom of speech and the use of pronouns. Mm-hmm. With the transgender community / gender fluids.
The spectrum of gender. Yeah.
Spectrum, which is a complete form of psychosis. I think that is definitely a mental...
Gender dysmorphia is a real thing.
Yes. I mean, you can be born with vagina / penis.
Well, yeah, there's hermaphrodites as well.
But where the line is drawn is if you're a male, you're biologically a male.
Yeah.
But you would identify as a unicorn that is 3 years old. Also, you're a black male from Australia.
So what you have here is exploitation of mental illness.
Exactly.
And the problem with that is I always ask myself, it's like, where there wasn't transgender people, very many of them anyway, on CNN or Fox News talking about, they're like the bathroom issue.
Yes.
No. You didn't see them coming out there being like, oh shit. Because now what has happened, I think this stuff has made it so much worse for them.
Just because, it takes one bad group to misrepresent you.
Now it's worse. It's worse than ever before.
At least, I know, I've met a few transgender people, and it seems like generally they just don't want anybody to particularly know that they're transgender unless you get to know them personally in a relationship.
Yeah,
they don't walk around with signs broadcasting
the whole thing. Yeah,
and everyone can Google this. The suicide rate with transgender people is 40%.
Right,
and that's what I guess you want to call it. The extreme left will throw up in your face as an argument, saying that hate speech is what causes suicide rates. But that's not true.
No.
It's just a general chemical imbalance.
Yep.
And the overall mental depression that causes these suicides.
Yeah.
It's not someone not calling you them, hey, there, whatever.
Not to say that people don't take bullying lightly. I'm just saying that, it is rooted in chemical imbalances. But when you start, it's so weird how this happened. Because over the last 4 or 5 years, with the bathroom issue and all this stuff, it's like, okay, now you're painting these targets on these minorities.
Yes, and that sucks. That is terrible.
And then you have...
It's just disgusting.
Then you have these intellectual debates in college campuses between professors and students and stuff. And then there's, you got them fighting each other, and it's like, why can't people start looking past exactly what's going on here? Like,
Obviously.
meanwhile, you got people getting sick from eating garbage food. You have problems with opiate abuse, and you have pedophilia running rampant.
God, yeah. What was it? It just came across Facebook a few times about the Vatican. There's a rumor,
Cardinal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fucking drug fueled orgy, gay orgy.
Unbelievable.
See, there's nothing wrong with that. I'll tell you why. If you're a grown ass adult and you consent and you do drugs and have, I guess, gay sex, it's okay.
That's
but
fine.
here's where the problem is: when you judge other people for doing the
Shit,
same
yeah.
thing.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That's where it backs off.
It gets
That's
weird,
where,
and of course, it gets really fucking weird when you get kids involved. And that's the thing. These are the things that are not in our news streams. Instead, any chance they get.
Hold on. Okay. Was it pedophilia involved in the Vatican?
I know, but I just know
Okay,
they
I was just
busted
making
it.
sure,
I don't
'cause
know. I don't know.
'cause
I know the Cardinal.
Generally, it is. If that's so, then that's 100%. I cannot defend that at all.
No. But I'm assuming it has to be.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I retract my statement.
But
all
anyway,
that is garbage.
Yeah.
That's
But
terrible.
the Cardinal business was a few weeks ago. They busted him in the Vatican for mountains of child pornography.
Oh, wow.
But they're busting them. That's the thing. But it's not hitting the mainstream news as
No,
much as you
not at
think.
all.
Because
Makes you think.
because it should tell you something though, right? It should
Right.
tell you. It's like, there's people that they don't want you to know that, but that's good news that they're getting busted. That should be on the fucking news, but it's not.
Yeah.
But anyway, these social justice issues are magnified ad nauseum. Coincidentally, during these times where stuff like that's happening, and we're not talking about it,
It's it's very strange. That should be headline news. But of course, it makes you think what kind of people are in the
Involved,
news.
yeah.
Yeah, because maybe like I was saying earlier, you don't want to call the kettle black.
Yeah.
You just don't want to call out your cells. Basically.
Yeah, that's the position these people are in, and then on top of that, you have an opioid epidemic that is insane.
The
The heroin and
bad.
opioids, and that's bad.
Yeah, I'm not going
news,
to throw figures at you or numbers or percentages, but it's obviously an awful thing that's swept the nation, man.
Pretty much.
Who would have thought, Lance from Pulp Fiction made a quote in 1994 said, "Heroin's back in a big way."
Yeah,
And here it is.
Yeah.
It's back in a big
way.
way.
and you have these synthetic opioids that no one's ever heard of before. That they can't even manufacture an antidote of a kick out for it, like Zarcan and Suboxone and stuff like that. So that to me is why I get agitated with these social justice stories that they'll come and go, but they come up at these times where or something like I don't know what's another tactic, a Muslim thing, or maybe something else. But the thing is,
It's cherry picking.
Yeah.
It's cherry picking what should be, the real stories. I think that's might be the overall message of mainstream media is this is fake.
yeah, it's entertainment.
What you see around you is real.
Yeah,
Yeah, but you would hope that would be, you want some awareness to these real things that happen to these
Absolutely.
real people daily.
Yeah.
Because I guess the news was supposed to be a realistic representation of what's happening in the world.
yeah, but
It's not.
no.
But kind of want to lead into this. This kind of leads into the. It came from CNN. I was going to read some headlines at the CNN.com website. I'm going to start with the main header here. An avalanche of hate. How a mom became the target of a neo-Nazi troll storm.
What?
Yeah, thoughts on that?
What the hell's that
That's
all
off
about?
face value off the headline.
What the fuck? It's all. It's just that's my reaction. I have no idea what the fuck they're talking
I
about.
think that what this is about is CNN getting hot water about the Donald Trump CNN meme
Oh yeah.
because it kind of connects to the whole trolling.
Oh, everything's
thing.
neo Nazis.
Yeah, everybody is a Nazi.
Oh.
It's very realistic representation by
So
CNN.
she was getting trolled by Nazis on the internet. Is that what it's saying?
Yeah.
Who gives a shit? What's the next headline?
Okay, number 2.
It's so ridiculous.
DOJ report: majority of hate crimes go unreported. Unreported.
What kind of crap? So basically, all right.
Yeah, what is that about?
Things happen that behind closed doors. Yeah, there's people have private moments, and I'm sure there's hate crimes. There's crimes that just always happen and no one fucking reports it.
Because they don't know.
It's like, what the fuck? What's the next? That is so stupid.
Okay. We're scrolling down in here. Warner, he cleared evidence Trump team met with Russians for info. Wow. Yeah, well, I don't even talk about that, actually.
Jesus
Just fuck
Christ.
that. Okay, Comey, his friend, said, memos given to me weren't marked classified. These weren't classified documents.
What kind of shit show is going on? It's no wonder Weather Channel beats their ass.
I know in ratings.
Oh my God.
It's just, I don't know. I just wanted, this is sad.
Seriously.
It's sad that we're reading these.
No, you should read Fox News too, dude.
Oh, man.
Fuck
Okay.
it. We'll cut them both down.
Yeah, let's go. It's going to take them a little bit.
Gosh.
Yeah, it's just silly. It's just unabashed. It's
What?
Yeah, unabashed, disgraceful silliness that CNN.
Most hate crimes aren't reported. They go largely.
That's headline news, but like 50 overdoses a day in Ohio is not.
Or they busted like 800 fucking pedophiles in L.A. or something not too long ago. It's like, okay, there's plenty there to work with from a journalist standpoint, right?
Yeah, to me, on a personal note, I think journalism is dead.
Dead as fuck. Who? That's the thing, man. It's like, regardless of your political affiliation, listeners at home, how in the fuck do you believe any of these people?
Yeah, okay. It's
Why?
one of those-
Why?
I don't
Why?
know, because it's one of those things. Like they put themselves in the story, and I'm not going to completely hate on that because
That's fine. That's like anything you read.
Gonzo journalism. Okay?
Yeah, right.
That is the art of putting yourself in the story, but also it is a work of fiction.
Yeah.
To a certain extent.
Yeah.
So when you start to blur the lines between what is reality and what is straight opinion or agenda being pushed,
Yeah.
it's a problem. We'll take a break. Coming in hot from the break with some Fox headline news. This is on their website. I don't know if it's too hard to remember, but foxnews.com. All right. We got a picture of people riding in an ISIS black truck. Okay, before we get into that, wasn't there like a big stink about like Chevy or Chrysler making the trucks for ISIS? Remember that?
Yeah. Vaguely, but yeah.
Okay, I just want to touch base with that real fast. Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
The headline, Threatened Paradise. U.S. soldier accused of trying to give ISIS classified documents, drone. What? That's
Well,
that,
why
that,
would-
that is a whole bunch of words put together.
Yeah. Buzzwords put together, yeah.
Okay, see what we got here. Those are just videos. Amazon takes aim at Best Buy's Geek Squad service.
Well,
it can kind of make
like
sense.
it's a big deal. Like,
Yeah, didn't he kind of phase that out?
well, see, I'm kind of under the impression that Best Buy's on its...
Remember the
less
rumors
legs.
a few years ago where
Yeah,
they were
because
going
its
to close.
stocks were dropping. So, Amazon's going to eventually be on top anyway.
Oh yeah, they bought
There's
Whole Foods.
no
man.
about...
So
They're
they're going to be the new like hip Walmart, man.
dude.
You know?
Yeah. So I don't think that's that's not even a fight. If Amazon wants Geek Squad, they'll buy it, and Best Buy will sell it.
Yes. Why wouldn't they?
Why wouldn't they do that? You know, so that's not even a real story to me. You know, it's not that deep or headline news.
Whoa. Okay. Whoa. Okay. This one I'm going to read is a little confusing, but the second one below that is insane.
Okay.
Okay. No holds barred. Greek Isle where American died, known for debauchery. So they're saying this a little area on the side of the street, or this area, this, I don't know, aisle, where some American died, is now known for some chicanery and some debauchery
Was
and
his
some
ghost?
tomfoolery, or what's...
The ghost of the American that died there is just like cursed it?
I was
Is that
going
what
to
you're
say
saying?
this is based off these few headlines. These are more, I don't know. It seemed more interesting.
They do, but that doesn't mean that it's more legit.
Yeah, no, not at all. Not at all. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's like because it's dealing in extremes. You got one that does something extremely, in favor of or against one thing, and extremely for the other, and
Yeah, it's clickbait. This is
all just basic.
Oh gosh, I wish Fish clicked on this. As
Yeah.
far as like bait goes.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, yeah, it's a lot.
Okay,
of
now we got a picture of Johnny Depp. It
Yeah.
says Depp legal battle or legal fight.
Okay.
Judge. Actor spending $2 million a month doesn't matter.
Now, see, they've been after him for a while too, man. Have you noticed that? Because
Yeah.
he can't give Disney 1,000 billion hits. He hasn't been making hit movies in a while.
Well, not as... I mean, this thing about the age of this man. He has been around.
He's to me,
And,
I think he's fine.
Despite terrible reviews, the Pirates of the Caribbean movie, the last one,
It
that
made
came
its
out,
money back,
yeah,
right?
With
Yeah.
with Paul McCartney in it. Yeah, it made its cash. It made its cash back.
But yeah, it seemed like he had that drunken speech he did. Right? Was it the not the Grammys, but it wasn't the Oscars either, was it? Emmy Award? I don't
Yeah.
remember. One of those award shows.
I think I've seen a video of this headline. I just want to tell you.
Okay.
Chicago Antifa opens self-defense gym to fight white nationalism in Trump's America with 3 Ks.
Okay, now so here we go with the David Duke Association and the Trump campaign and the white nationalist movement, which, as far as I'm concerned, has been minimalized every year. It's not that big. Now, people who followed Ron Paul might remember briefly when he was damn near close to becoming the Republican candidate for the President of the United States in 2009. 10? Or something like that.
Yeah, it was...
I don't remember. But if you remember, the media ran this story that Ron Paul's newsletter was all this racist stuff. It was the KKK, basically, with Ron Paul on the header of it. And they said, and that tried to hurt his character, his assassination of character. Which is something people have to understand. If you're a targeted individual for any reason, especially with the tool of the media in your back pocket, character assassination is just as effective as blowing someone's brains out in public.
It's actually the more quote unquote satisfying, grueling death.
Yes, and because you take everything away.
Yeah,
you take a legacy away. You take,
your whole existence.
So they did this to Ron Paul as well. He was a radical, outspoken, independent thinking Republican. And they did try to tie him to a racist thing. And then, of course, they've been doing this with Trump because David Duke was an outspoken Trump supporter, but Donald Trump was like, look, bro, fuck you.
Yeah, clearly denounced it.
Yeah. I mean, it had to take him a minute to figure out what was going on, but he's like, oh, shit. So this shit, this neocon stereotype stuff is going to be played out also ad nauseum as well to justify whatever's going to happen to this administration in the next few months. And that's what's going. That's what they're gearing us up for. And people need to understand this, that since we've both maybe very shoddily, just gave you examples of how ridiculous our media is. You do not need to buy into what they're selling. Folks at home that are very politically motivated and they get up in arms about this in whatever kind of fucking gathering you have.
It steers the pot, and it always starts with buzzwords.
Buzzwords.
That's why these headline things are so important to read sometimes.
Yeah.
Because I don't know any sane, rational person that still watches these,
And take it seriously.
Yeah. But they will see a scroll, and they will see something on Facebook or on Instagram or on Twitter
Yeah.
that is a buzzword that, it's made to invoke an emotion.
Right.
So you immediately tell your friend about it, and it steers the pot.
Right.
It's making a lot mountains out of molehills.
And with this Antifa thing, and what I find extremely fucking ironic about it, is this is basically an armed opposition to the militant right, supposedly, right? This is the same political party that throughout every goddamn shooting that occurred almost every other month, we need to restrict gun ownership in America, blah, blah, blah. And now they have guns, and their justification for having it is to fight white nationalists that support Trump. Where is this coming from? This isn't coming from... You don't walk outside and see this. This is not in your town, listeners. This is something out of someone's imagination. Because what they're constructing now is a civil war between black nationalists and white nationalists. And what it's going to do is to damage the character of Donald Trump. And regardless of how anybody feels about this guy, the reason why he's being fucked with right now is quite obvious.
Yeah. He stands for something that obviously shakes up the establishment, not even in a cool rock star way. Not even...
This is something different.
Yeah, I'm not, leaning political views here.
Right.
I'm not necessarily too big of a fan of Trump. But he does stand for a certain thing that I do believe in. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to be really highly questionable of someone who's constantly cut down at every corner for every fucking thing that
but yet,
he does.
He gets in the office. And, it's interesting how he played that out, and because this... Much like when Reagan got into the presidency.
Oh, he took a lot of shit, too.
He took a lot of shit, too. And some people yearn for those days. I don't know. We were babies.
Yeah, I was... only got a good solid... Actually, yeah, I got a solid 4 years of it.
We've lived through Bush Sr., Clinton, Bush Jr., Obama.
Yeah, yeah.
And honestly... no matter what either of them said, the only thing that substantially changed was technology.
Yeah, and it's... I think
that's it.
Yeah.
Economies come and go. Technology goes further.
It just becomes better.
Yep.
I think we're just going to end the political talk. We're going to take a small break.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're coming back from the break. I think we're going to switch to something a little more lighthearted.
Yeah, I guess.
But still kind of... I guess kind of heated.
It's always heavy to somebody.
Yeah, that is true.
It depends, what mood they're in, what kind of day they're having.
If they like feathers or they like fucking
bricks,
megaton weights. Yeah. I guess the big story of this past weekend was the release of the Spider-Man Homecoming film.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will probably watch it, actually, to tell you the truth. I haven't seen one since Spider-Man 3, the Sam Raimi trilogy. I will watch it just based off the fact that I'm a huge fan of Michael Keaton.
Yeah. I'm just...
I'm disenfranchised with comic book movies in general.
Yeah,
me
too.
It's, I don't know, it's this desensitization.
Well, what I really think, because the thrill is gone as far as I'm concerned with comic book movies. Disney needs it. You know, they need to milk everything.
Yes.
So when they say they're going to make 18 movies based in the Marvel Universe, they're going to do it. And when they say they're going to make 20 movies based off the Star Wars universe, they're going to do it. Do we need it?
No.
No, but they're going to do it because they can. And when you're a fledgling company, in a way, even though Disney isn't bleeding money, but they are definitely needing money for something, you know.
Yes, yes.
They're going to do this. The thing is with Spider-Man, they fucked it up. In my view, they already fucked it up.
Yeah, I can't go back to it anymore.
No, you can't. Like, this is something you can't unfuck.
But the only angle I would appreciate and probably watch, we joke about this a lot, David Lynch's Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Just it's far out. just fucking get really strange with it. Because we've seen about every conceivable angle. And, you know, Raimi had a good thing going. And see, I always use this as a bookmark for what happened to when studios started, what I don't know what the word would be.
What?
Rape?
Yeah, there you go. Oh,
when the studios raped these film projects from directors. And, you know, Spider-Man 3 was a prime example. A.V. Arad, which was the producer from the Marvel side of it, and Sony was just all like, yeah, you know, what do we do? Carnage. Let's do Carnage now. Let's do it now. Venom. Let's do it now.
Okay.
You know, because it tested positive with that audience because of the Maximum Carnage was the last real...
Yeah, because anti-heroes
big.
are a thing. You know,
anyway,
the 90s kind of popularized
They
that.
should have gave it more time between 3 and Amazing Spider-Man. Way more time. I would have loved to see a turnaround with Spider-Man 4 that Raimi had planned to make to fix all the things wrong with 3.
The initial thing was to have Sam Raimi's Spider-Man universe exist alongside the
Avengers.
The new rebooted Spider-Man.
Yeah, that was going to do something.
Because, you know, they were pushing for a 2099 situation.
Yeah. So my interest in Spider-Man as a film franchise is completely dead. Now, as a comic book, I'll still pick it up and check it out if it's a good story. But for the most part, you know, if it wasn't for Michael Keaton and Iron Man kind of slipping in, this movie would have fell flat.
Let's talk about that real fast.
Yeah.
Let's talk about making a movie safe. You throw Iron Man in there, which is obviously a bankable superhero.
Yeah.
You slip that into your film, it pretty much guarantees at least
some
bump in the box office. And, you know, to me, I thought that was kind of silly. It's fucking silly.
It's tacked on as shit.
And, you know, constantly I just don't need to hear someone mention the Avengers.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a fan. I get it, Spider-Man. You like the Avengers.
Civil War, he pops up. Yeah.
You know, it's like, we don't need that.
No.
You know, I'm definitely. I haven't seen Amazing Spider-Man 1 or 2. I'm still not going to watch those films. It's not because I'm a butthurt piece of shit. It's just like Alan said. It's just like
I'm through with it.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, for the longest time, Batman and Batman Returns were considered the best Batman films.
Yeah, it was the only Batman films, really.
You know, I do appreciate the sillier films like Forever and Batman and Robin, but that's a completely different level of appreciation.
Yeah.
Then Christopher Nolan had his own spin and his own take on the character, and it worked. It was different.
Yeah.
I'm not saying those movies are great, but it was a different view of the character.
It put life into it.
But for what I've seen of the Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2 is we don't need an origin story.
Again.
100%.
Yeah.
Already established.
We know it.
Bitten by a radioactive spider, blah, blah, blah. Don't need it anymore. Done. Should have done
Uncle Ben,
something.
the whole something. Yeah.
Yeah, something creative.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's why I'm pushing for a David Lynch fucking Spider-Man.
Yeah, let's have David Lynch.
Yeah, let's get a fresh take on it.
Twin Peak-ish.
Yeah, fucking surreal fucking symbolism.
Because I can see it, like Flash Thompson and Harry Osborn and Gwen Stacy and Mary Jane, and I can see that fitting in a Twin Peaks universe.
Oh my god!
But
oh wow, yeah.
But I'm burned out on Spider-Man. They fucked it up. They need to accept it. Of course now he's just going to be part of the Avengers because Iron Man is out the door, ladies and gentlemen. That's what's happening. Because if I was Robert Downey Jr., I would probably just go ahead and cash it in.
Dude,
chill.
He did his service.
He did everything he could. He's
perfect,
with it.
Man. That was the most perfectly cast actor for the role of Iron Man.
Him and Hugh Jackman are going to be having some parties because
they're done. They're done with it. Okay. Okay. Let's go with the box office here from July 7th through July 9th. 2017. Let's go with the opening gross here. No surprise that number 1 is Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yeah.
I think, 117 million.
Really?
Yeah. Whoa.
Wasn't it about this time of year when the first Spider-Man movie came out?
No, that was in May. I think it was like May 8th or
okay.
something. Okay, number 2 is Despicable Me 3. Trey Parker's vehicle. I guess that's kind of.
Well, actually, no. He was a hired gun. They according to the Nerdist podcast, they asked him to come in and do the voice.
Well, that's cool. Also, his kids.
He was weird. Yeah, he thought it was weird because this is the first project he's been involved in that he had no say so over.
Yeah, because they definitely pick and choose their spots.
Exactly, because they like the writers.
Yeah,
but it shows you how endearing his voice acting is, though, too.
Yeah, see, that's a testament to that. I don't particularly hate the Despicable Me meme movies, but it's...
Animation's the only people that's doing comedy right. They have a better ratio of good comedy in these animated films as opposed to, like, say, Fist Fight.
Yeah, that movie's a mess, by the way.
It
if anyone's
was
seen
bad.
It. I appreciate Charlie doing Charlie
I like all
things.
these people.
Yeah, Tracy Morgan was funny.
Yeah.
And Julian was funny.
Yeah, Jillian Bell, Ice Cube. All these people
actually,
have comedy in them.
Ice Cube was the shittiest character in that film.
They're all terrible, though.
Because there was nothing redeeming. There's no moral standard behind him at all.
Yeah, so Fist Fight, just dodge it.
Okay. Going with number 3, we'll talk about this again later. Baby Driver, Edgar Wright's film with Kevin Spacey, Jamie Foxx, and John Hamm, I think. Yeah, all those fellas.
Jamie Foxx plugged the shit out of it at the BET Awards.
Yeah, apparently it's a really good film. But okay, let's go back to Despicable Me
3.
3. Its gross was $33 million altogether. For that weekend, it was fuck. No, yeah, it was $33 million that weekend gross. Okay. Baby Driver grossed $13 million, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
Because, Edgar Wright, we'll get into this later, actually hasn't had any box office success. Right. So it's good for him, man. About fucking time.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman's still hanging in there,
That's going to be there for a while.
At number 4 with $9,822,000.
Warner Brothers and Sony. This is Disney? No, Warner Brothers Disney, right?
Warner Brothers?
Warner Brothers is DC.
Yeah, DC.
And
yeah,
then,
I thought you said
Disney, and you have Disney Spider-Man, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so all right.
No, actually, no. Actually, Alan.
Is that still Sony?
No, that is still Sony. Yes, 100% correct. It is Sony.
So this is still a slippery slope here.
Yes. Okay.
I didn't realize that.
I don't know. It's kind of sound like a broken record here now, though. Transformers: The Last Night hauled a fucking whopping $6 million, coming in at number 5.
6 million.
Yeah, well, and some thousands, but everyone hates them so much.
They keep going to them.
Keep making them, right? Cars 3 is at number 6 with 5,382,000. Thousands like it matters after the first fucking few millions. The House. This is something I'm kind of confused about. It's at number 7, $4,700,000, blah, blah, $4 million. I know nothing about that film.
I don't either.
I don't know any. I don't.
Is it a remake of House?
See, that was a nice, fun
weird
80s,
ass movie.
80s romp.
Fucking Ted Danson and George Wendt was in the first one, right?
Yeah, the whole tone of that movie is just off and weird.
It's a strange movie.
Okay, at number 8 we have The Big Sick. It's $3 million. The number 9, The Shark fucking film. It's 47 meters down.
Yeah.
And I guess The Beguiled is at number 10. And I think that's a remake, apparently, because it's saying 2017 behind it.
Oh.
I'm just going to read this one off, and I'm done with the top 10. This is number 11, which is Pirates of the Caribbean.
It's still there.
Yeah, and it hauled another $1 million. This is not quarters. These are not pennies. These are millions
That's a lot of money.
of dollars. Okay, yeah, let's talk about the viability that fucking Johnny Depp has.
Yeah.
So far, that film has grossed $168 million.
Jesus.
That's a lot of fucking cash.
Yeah.
So he's still a bankable object.
But
And that franchise is overseas as well.
So something, though, there's an element within his circle that's kind of just disintegrating. Or perhaps maybe a lot of this crap
you can't be that much quote-unquote counterculture for that long without having
somebody,
fuck with you.
yes. Well, we all kind of saw that coming, though. I think some people did. The viral videos of him slapping and yelling at his girlfriend and shit over wine.
Yeah,
it
that's
looked like a
silly.
performance.
yeah, it
You
did.
know, but at the same time, it seemed kind of so shady, you know. It's like, what's going on?
I don't know what's going on. Is Johnny Depp taking a break? You know what my favorite sport is during the summer, Alan?
What?
Basketball. I'll tell you why. It's because that's when all the trade rumors.
Oh,
That's where everyone gets shifted over. There's summer league going on.
Women's league.
One of, I guess, a Facebook friend right now, Daniel Blue, another colored last name. He's actually in Las Vegas right now watching the summer league. So he's seen all these hot, new young superstars.
Yeah.
But I guess let's just talk about the trades here. Let's see here, people getting signed.
Chris Paul going to the Rockets.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
That's a major trade.
So let's go with we'll start with July 4th. This is who signed and who's got waived. Okay. And I guess Independence Day, Chris Bosh waived his contract, or the Miami Heat probably waived it. They're gone. Justin Patton signed with the Timberwolves. Okay, let's talk about the Timberwolves just really fast, kind of briefly. Fucking Jimmy Buckets is on the fucking Minnesota Timberwolves.
Because the money,
that's crazy to me.
They're gonna build around him.
It's like, how could him and Wade not coexist together?
I think there's a lot more to that, you know. But I actually think he was sold on the fact, for the same reason why Redick went to 76ers. It's like, hey, here's a fuck ton of money, and we're gonna make you the star, you know.
Yes, yeah.
And so, it's easy to do that. Subsequently, though, you know, it might not turn out to be that good, you know.
It's true. Maybe also Jimmy Buckets probably stayed around so he could say I played a season with Dwayne Wade. A lot of people consider him as a, I guess a legend.
Yeah.
Beg to differ, but that's just an opinion. I do not like Dwayne Wade at all. He's the master. I know people say, well, it's part of the game. The head fake, lean in, shoot. His career is based off that.
I was surprised that...
Just because it's part of the game doesn't mean you have to fucking like it.
Yeah, it's like intentional walks in baseball.
Yeah, it's
It's like exploiting a rule, yeah, that probably needs to be changed. Yeah, they'll probably take a look at it. Yeah, I get it. Okay. But I guess it's fine for players to find cogs in the machine.
Right.
That way players can play differently, but at the same time, it's fucking awful to watch.
Okay, instead of just trickling down, I think also we talked about a lot of the trades last podcast.
Yeah.
But here's the latest rumors and stuff going around. Apparently, Kyle Korver is to get contract offer from Cavs. Carmelo Anthony buyout is eyed, so he's pretty much he wants to go. He wants to leave the Knicks.
No shit.
And what a sad story the Knicks are. Because, this time last year, we was like, damn, we got some the East might have another team. Because contrary to a lot of people's beliefs, man, Porzingis is the real deal.
Dude,
Okay, he is a team. He can be a team himself.
he's easily the best European player we've had in a while.
Yeah, he's that evolution. The 7-footer. I can hit threes. I can dunk.
He's a good utility player. I mean, he's two-way. I think the Knicks' problem, obviously, is
They finally they got rid of Phil Jackson.
Yeah.
That was the thing. But yeah, think about this. Okay, last summer, they got the fucking relentless rebounder, weird shooter, Joakim Noah.
Yeah.
Then they also got fucking Derrick Rose. I know he's damaged goods, but when that dude is healthy, holy fucking
He's
shit.
good.
And you put that with Kaemerer Anthony, which I still think is a mediocre player, but he still scores.
Yeah, he can hit buckets.
Well, why was that such a fucking failure?
Because ego. That's the thing that both sides have to understand when building these super teams is sometimes the ego will fucking trump everything. And Phil Jackson being the master of quelling these type of egos.
Right.
And Pat Riley also knows how that's done. But see, they're at different stages in their lives, and some coaches don't. The only person I think that could honestly do that is Popovich.
Yeah, but see, to me, him and Doc Rivers, or to me, they are legit coaches,
Yes.
and Thibodeau too.
Yeah.
He's a legit coach. Seems like all these other ones are just kind of playing a role. Basically, they're just there to make sure you get a breather.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're not really coaching.
Yeah, they're more like the lawyer.
Yeah, they're like a retainer. They have a leash.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because, contracts have to be managed
Yeah.
on the court as well as off the court, where are we going with this? Oh, definitely the NBA season this year is going to be interesting. I really don't think that the Chris Paul trade is going to be that well. Because, like I said, there's too many cooks in the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? That's historically 2-star point guards like that have never worked. It's never worked.
One would have to be the bench relief. That's the only way I see that happening. And I think with Chris Paul getting older, he might be the bench guy.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Even though he's our age,
Yeah,
he's considered
but
fucking old.
if you watch him walk, you can tell his legs, his knees, he's had it.
He seems like, he's played pickup playground ball for fucking his whole life.
Dude, basketball is so physically demanding, and it's unbelievable. Like, over the 4th of July weekend, I tried to play half-court basketball. Barely, not even half-court. I gave up within not even 5 minutes of playing. It was hot, but I realized I was out of shape, dude.
It's a lot of movement. And it's also a hard surface.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in your
concrete.
mind. I mean...
Yeah, the mentality of basketball.
Yeah, it's extraordinarily demanding. I can't think of any sport that comes close to that.
Yeah, also, it's a lot of finesse to it. A lot of people can say that a lot of major sports are rigged, but there's still a fucking skill.
There's still physicality.
Like you said,
involved.
you're still fighting
science.
You're fighting gravity.
You're fighting against something. Yeah, and basketball is definitely something I've come to appreciate. That's why I appreciate basketball players, and when I watch them, I was like, I envy that. How they can have finesse and how they can run plays and still fucking breathe.
Yeah, I know. The conditioning, man.
Oh God, the conditioning is intense.
To me, it's like hockey too, though. It's like I haven't really dove deep into hockey, but Jesus,
Yeah,
if you ever watch a hockey game, it's nonstop madness,
it's madness.
and you have to fucking keep your balance on
Yep.
fucking metal
Yep.
skates, and you got to figure out how to fucking put a little puck past this fucking big burly fucking
Dude, yeah.
padded guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's something. That is also a really finesse, crazy ass fucking sport.
Oh, no doubt about it.
I do appreciate football for what it is.
Yeah.
It is chess, it is strategy.
It's war chess war.
Yeah, definitely. I have no beef with football, but it's not particularly my thing.
No.
I can't. go outside and and do a fadeaway.
I like sports that I
touchdown.
played as a kid.
Yeah, there you go. That makes sense.
Because I had an understanding of it and enjoyed something about it.
Speaking of sports with kids, Great Balls of Fire, WWE's pay-per-view happened yesterday.
So why the
And-
hell did they call it that?
You know what? I'm kind of for it. I like silly name pay-per-views. I don't know what's another one.
Head cheese.
Yeah, head cheese. Fucking dancing double entendre.
Oh yeah.
That's weird fucking shit. But obviously, I didn't watch the pay-per-view. It seems like I only watch one pay-per-view a year. Actually, I take that back. I still watch the main four. I would still watch the SummerSlam, Survivor Series, WrestleMania, and shit. What's the other one? Royal Rumble. But this past Sunday, the main event. I don't know if it should have been the main event. Like I said, I didn't fucking watch it. Was Samoa Joe versus Brock Lesnar. And
two legit looking guys.
yeah, they both can legit wrestle.
Yeah.
Samoa Joe should have been main roster at the get-go.
Long time ago.
Yes, he should have been at NXT. And also, something that really bothers me, and we'll go a little sidetrack here. I understand why Austin Aries quit the 205, Lucha Libre, or the Cruiserweight division.
Yeah.
Because not only has that dude worked his ass off, he should have been main roster Raw or main roster SmackDown.
Yep.
He shouldn't have been put
He's established.
in the Cruiserweight division while you are trying to establish the title, which means Neville is never going to drop it. He's going to hold on to it forever.
Yep.
So you can't go anywhere if you're stuck in a rut like that.
I don't know
what I'm
what
saying?
the point is, but yeah.
Yeah.
Again, WWE making these weird knee-jerk decisions with these people, and I don't
Doesn't
agree.
make any-
It never goes out to the long term or the long haul.
It's never really settled.
It just ends up being disappointing.
We're going to take a small break. Yeah, so TNA guys, or quote-unquote minor league, wrestlers just don't get their due. I understand them getting frustrated. But yeah, back to the main event. Samoa Joe versus Brock Lesnar. I wonder who won that Universal title match. Brock Lesnar, and it's starting to get old. It's getting
It's
old.
not like he doesn't need to get over. And when you introduce a new face that actually should have been there, you need to get him over. You need to get him in there. He needs to get there, get the belt, get the credentials.
Right.
Build you up another solid
Wrecking machine.
Yeah. Just go ahead and do it. But I'll never understand, for the life of me, what the fuck that they're doing. What is the end game? What are they really trying? And a lot of people are like, well, you don't know the business. You got to be out there in the business. You got to hear the crowd, you got to feel the response. Yeah, I understand that. But when you have a network and you have your fucking product, this and that, and then some, there's people out there that will never be able to go to your shows. Don't fucking. It's weird when they, go entirely based on one aspect of the show and isolate the other.
Yeah,
The people at home who have this network, because they're hardcore wrestling fans, obviously.
Yes. They'll watch it no
this
matter what. So
They want.
they didn't buy a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
No, you pay for $10 worth of a pay-per-view.
Exactly. That's
all you get.
That's
Is
the
$10
scam.
worth.
That's how the scam rolls out. And
A glorified Raw.
Roman Reigns retired The Undertaker, to me, is something I'm still not going to ever swallow.
Yeah. Yeah, it's...
It made no sense
No.
at all.
He's putting over, he's passing the torch.
He ain't passing shit.
To nothing.
Nothing. And it ain't Roman Reigns' fault.
It's not like one of those things. It's not. It's not like one of those things I'm going to look back. Because, I look back on Cena now, I'm like, okay. Actually, especially what made me like him more is what CM Punk said about him.
Yeah.
But with Roman Reigns, I just don't see that happening. This is going to backfire bigly. It's fucking garbage.
So WWE is just, it's just a some crazy individuals given creative power and expression. Just as bad as during the WCW times when Vince Russo and Ed Ferrara and all these people were just running amok and seeing what sticks. WWE's doing the same thing. And it just so happens that we have a Brock Lesnar and we have certain kind of figures in wrestling business now that trumps the cons that we're presented with as programming. But like I've said several times, almost every year I'm thinking to myself, why is this still in existence?
Yeah, see, I'll tell you why. New Japan Pro Wrestling. Kenny Omega, to me, he saved my wrestling life. When I say that, I still care about wrestling because of that man.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And he just recently won the first ever U.S. title as a Canadian in New Japan.
New Japan, yeah.
This case, for the uninitiated, maybe you should pause this. Google Kenny Omega. Anything. Wrestle Kingdom versus Okada. Okada 2 is also a really good follow-up, too. Just check that dude out.
Check that motherfucker
So that's
out.
wrestling.
Yeah.
New Japan wrestling is fucking wrestling.
And it's huge, too.
Yes.
It's big. It's like Monday Night Wars big over there.
Yes. Only difference is it's not,
It's not like it is here.
it's not aired on television
But
in
see,
America,
the thing is,
per se.
what Vince, again, we was talking about sports, and we said it last time, Vince McMahon knows a hell of a lot more about what sports is doing. And eventually, all sports are going to just end up being Vince McMahon's territory. Like, he could drop this if he wanted to and work with the right people, and sports entertainment will go from the pro wrestling arena, and it might go into something else.
Right.
And it'll happen. And I'm not saying XFL, that was a disaster because he took it was independent of the NFL.
Right. It's an experiment. I mean, see, at that time, all that revenue from the Monday Night Wars didn't go to anybody else but Vince McMahon. It wasn't a publicly traded company at the time.
Yeah, see, that's
why you had an XFL, because that was his brainchild. It was his money, his way. But now, since it's a publicly traded company, that's why we got a reins pushed.
It's all marketing studies.
Yeah. Well, once you boil it down, wrestling is about selling T-shirts and action figures.
Exactly, merch.
That's it. 100% it.
Pay-per-views, not so much.
No. So, yeah.
Ad revenue from TV, not so much.
So, Great Balls of Fire being $10 worth of a pay-per-view is not a big shocker. Not, whatever. Ho-hum.
Yeah, who cares,
Yeah.
I know some people do, and I'm not fucking marginalizing them. I'm just saying I'm over wrestling at this point in my life.
Yeah, I still follow it. It's like
I'll still have an opinion about it.
Yeah, I still check WrestleZone every day. That's like the second website I go to besides Facebook is WrestleZone.
It's just not on my priority list like it used to when I was a teenager.
It doesn't give me goosebumps anymore.
No,
but WrestleManias have that special thing, though.
Yeah.
See, that's how he gets you in.
Yep.
It makes that $10 seem like it was
Yes.
worth $60.
Yeah.
But at the end of the year, what's 10 times 12?
WWE has one job to do. That's WrestleMania.
That's all. And it's, to me, that's a separate brand.
It's a whole different separate. Yeah, absolutely. So Big Lots is a kind of a warehouse clearance sale, I guess.
Big Lots is a very interesting lot.
They
sell furniture and fucking,
electronics,
just
video
random
games, movies,
groceries.
It's basically like if you distilled a couple good department stores with good stuff down to what it boiled like clearance. That's what it is, and it varies what they get. But one of the things we noticed today is they had a farmer's table, which it had all these locally sourced like cheeses and stuff. But what stuck out was they had Fentiman soda, which soda geeks would recognize. Fentimans, the brand name.
It sounds like someone's trying to say vitamins, but it's
or
Vitamins.
it sounds like a gum. But anyway,
Sam, you
They're
want
known for organically brewing soda, which means they use yeast and botanical herbs and stuff. So on the table, they have their ginger beer. And it's a big-ass bottle. This is a, 25-ounce bottle.
That's a very fucking odd number to have.
It is. For $3.25 at Big Lots. Of Fentiman's ginger beer. Now, their Curiosity Cola is the only thing... Like, there's Coca-Cola, and then there's Fentiman's Curiosity Cola.
Yeah, see.
Those are the two...
Oh, man.
And only two distinctive colas basically in history.
Coca-Cola is my
know?
favorite soda of all time.
So
I haven't had the Fentiman's Curiosity Cola, though.
I haven't had anything. I've been wanting to try them, and I'm surprised that I came across a bottle of this shit. So I'm gonna try it and see, because I like ginger beer, ginger ales, whatever.
Yeah,
you
it's
want
got
to
a
call
nice little spice to it. You know, a lot of Moscow mules use a good ginger beer, and vodka, and whatever lemon.
Now,
whatever
yeah,
really
there's different styles of ginger beer or ginger ale. The most famous is the Canada Dry, which is a pale ginger recipe that's very carbonated, effervescent, but not very tangy or whatever. It's kind of has a Sprite-esque taste to it. And then you have something like Werner's, which is the original golden ginger ale, which is sweet. And
Hold on a second, though. That's a ginger soda, though, isn't it?
well, it's
Vernors?
what they call it, but Werner's is technically what an original ginger beer.
Yeah, it's too sweet to me. I'm not a fan of Werner's. Not a fan.
Anyway, I got this Fentiman's open.
Oh, what does it smell like? Tell me.
Oh, this smells a hell of a lot like Reed's ginger beer.
Okay.
If anyone's familiar with that, you can get it at Kroger in a 4-pack. It's Jamaican style, and it comes in. I think it's mild or extra hot ginger, spicy. It's pretty good.
To taste. We'll see what kind of quote unquote head slash. Oh wow, this is a lot clearer than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, this is a unique.
Kind of looks like a Sprite.
This
kinda.
looks really good. This is a
well carbonated. Oh
whoa.
Damn,
Okay, so it
that looks
doesn't really
nice.
have much of a head on it.
Can you describe the smell in the cup? What does it smell like in the cup?
Ginger. I want to say a tad bit of vanilla. Oh, it smells so good.
Oh shit! It looks fucking refreshing
Smell it.
as fuck.
Smell
we
that.
can- get a smell here. Let's see.
You
Oh
get,
yeah! You smell ginger though.
gosh.
About to sneeze. About to sneeze.
Yeah, that is stout.
Yeah, but yeah, it smells like your standard ginger beer. Just what it kind of smells like.
I was expecting that.
Yeah, kind of expecting to have it has vodka in it or something. I don't know.
Dude, this is...
Yeah, this is floral. Also has a nice, like I said, the nice ginger kick.
This is just smelling it, man. You know?
It's actually kind of very citrusy.
It
I
does.
get a little orange peel in that.
Orange or maybe lemon. Yeah. Very unusual taste.
Is it?
Yeah.
How's the mouth feel? Is it carbonated well? How's the front end of it? How's the front end?
Hold on a second. Do the tip thing. That's another thing. Yeah.
We did that earlier, but
Do it
I guess
again.
we do it again. Just say there's some sediment at the
There
bottom.
no.
Bottom. You think Big Lots is selling us some old ginger beer?
No.
Okay. There's
This is,
a tilt. There we go. Get the tilt here.
It's almost... It's missing some sweetness.
Okay. Let's go ahead and just read. I want to read the ingredients in the back of this. Okay.
Go ahead.
Carbonated water. Fermented ginger root extract, which is water, glucose, syrup, ginger root, pear juice, concentrate, yeast.
Yeah.
Sugar, glucose, syrup, pear juice, concentrate, flavorings, which is ginger. Oh, there's that lemon you were talking about. Cream of tartar.
Yeah.
And
what
citric
is that?
acid. Herbal infusions, which is speedwell, juniper, and yarrow.
So juniper, which is what makes gin.
Yeah, and I think I'm glad you brought that up. I think that might be the secret ingredient in Coca-Cola.
You think there's juniper berries in it?
Yeah, that's just a fucking conspiracy theory. It's not based off fact or
Okay.
anything. 28 grams of sugar, 140 calories per 12 fluid ounces.
This is more of a ginger tonic than a ginger beer. Well, at least don't drink this thinking, oh, this is an authentic early recipe ginger beer. All you get is ginger. It just has the heat. There's no sweet.
Okay, here's what we got here. Yeah, made with Chinese ginger root and botanical extracts for full flavored and delicious drink. I can see a lot of Asians because they enjoy ginger.
If anyone has ever had like a, okay, let's just try it.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a sip from the bottle. We're going straight from the bottle here, so. Okay, on the front end, it initially has a very strong ginger taste.
It's a lot of heat.
On the back end, what I get is all ginger, and it seems like it wants to be sweet,
But
then it
it's not.
stops.
Yep.
Actually, it's kind of watery.
Yeah.
It is carbonated. You know what?
Wow.
I can see this being, Moscow Mule material. Because on its own, this is actually... one more sip. We'll see.
This is the most plain ass, boring tasting ginger beer I've ever had in my life.
Yeah. It is.
Bad.
Yeah, there's nothing to that. It's just a little bit of flavor and some ginger. Done.
Now, from a nutritional standpoint, sure. That's fine. But, like, if you're going into it, I think Reed's does this a hell of a lot better. Reed's gives you sweetness.
But see, it just depends on what your palate is accustomed to.
This is dry and spicy.
See, here's the thing. I don't know where that 28 grams of sugar went.
I don't have any of it.
It's not. It's just not there. It kind of reminds me of almost like a diet.
It
diet
tastes like
ginger ale or something.
It tastes like wet cardboard.
This is not the result that I was hoping for.
Well, actually, yeah, this is good though because this is giving you. It's like going in a time machine, I guess. And root beer probably tasted because they use sassafras.
Sassafras.
And they also use ginger as well. But old sodas tasted like this, and it was done like this. And it's kind of a semi-flat... oh, God. But I would not buy this again.
Okay.
I would, if I was going to go out and get a ginger beer, go for Reed's, because they're commercially available. There's different kind, and it's sweeter. Excuse me. There's more citrus, and you get all the ginger goodness in it. And
see, to me, like you should just put this on a side with some wasabi and some sushi. This completely replaces the pickled ginger you get on the side. I can see this helping you out also if you have some like gastrointestinal issues, like some nausea. Some type of stomach problems, like I don't know, ginger naturally does that.
Oh yeah, like I said, as a supplement or as a health thing, this is fantastic. But if you're wanting the full experience, if you want something that has a sweetness and a real soda experience, go with Reed's as a dietary supplement. It's fantastic. But man, is it like anything else medicine-wise, it tastes like shit.
Is that the consensus? Apparently, the best vitamins taste like Dookie Butt, but they're so good for you.
It's good for you. This stuff is good for you, but man,
Okay.
I was hoping this would be a lot better.
On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give this ginger beer?
5. Because I would give it because it's good at doing one thing. It functions as a dietary supplement, and that's it. I would have gave it more if it would just give me better carbonation, more sweetness, maybe a different type of ginger. The Chinese ginger here is really bland.
Yeah,
It's
there's
spicy,
not
but
much
it's
to it.
bland. I mean, I can't even describe. This tastes like.
There's
what-
no nuance. To
Yeah, it's not special. You know.
On a scale of 1 to 10, I would definitely give this probably 4.5.
Okay, that's fair.
Just because I was so hyped up.
Me too.
Because
I love shit. I love
Fentiman's
shit like
supposed
this.
to be, their cola is supposed to rival the.
But
Coke.
this is authentic. At
Well,
least
that's true. That's 100%
it's
true.
unfiltered ginger beer. I think if you're a ginger nut and if you want it for your for
I say
health
put some
reasons,
fucking alcohol in it. That's what
might
I'm
as
saying.
well
Get a
if-
Moscow Mule out
might
of
as
this.
well just mix this up or just put alcohol in it. This fucking wow.
Yeah, we've put out a lot of material over the years.
Yeah, definitely.
A lot of times, we generally don't get feedback
Sure.
on things. We either get like a like, or maybe someone might say it's okay.
Or share it.
Yeah, they share it. We generally don't get a lot of feedback.
Yeah. Well, that's it's hard for anybody to get feedback on social
Yeah,
media.
it's also really hard to be like, hey, look what I'm doing, and look at me right now.
Look at me now. Stop what you're doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we did get some questions from people on the interwebs.
Yes, but see, I would like to make this a common thing.
Yes, absolutely.
I want people to interact.
Yeah.
I'm interested in people's questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Earlier, I posted a little dog meme asking people. I think I posted around 4:00. This ask us anything. What kind of topics that you just kind of want to talk about or have like a response that we can give you to, like
Right.
an AMA. Like once you do a long lecture, you're open yourself up to questions.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just doing this person by person. There's no favoritism here. I'm
we're
just
gonna-
just reading the
Yeah,
questions in the comments.
That's fair enough.
I guess we'll start off with Dusty Willis.
All right.
He asked us, would you rather get punched in the neck every morning for 3 weeks or eat cereal out of a dog's butthole once? It's kind of a deep question.
Yeah, because, well,
It's kind of a loaded question because it's kind of like a moral metaphorical kind of thing.
like, would you rather eat or be in pain?
Right.
Right.
How
But then again, it's difficult because it's one time from the dog.
right. Yeah, because you can just like take it and just never think about it again.
Yeah.
Me personally, I would probably eat cereal out of a dog's butt. Just once, so I wouldn't have to deal with the
a
nagging
migraine.
thought.
Yeah. I'm right there with you on that. Because being punched in the neck, like, repeatedly would, oh, gosh.
Yeah, that would drive you insane
It-
after a while.
No. Yeah, I'll suck it up and fucking eat cereal out of a dog's ass.
I mean, I guess it also kind of depends. I guess
pretty
it
funny.
also depends on the.
That's a good one, Dusty. It's a
yeah,
good one.
yeah.
That's
I
pretty
mean,
funny.
Yeah, I mean, I was dying to know the answer to that as well.
There's not a right answer, but yeah.
There's
I don't-
also never a wrong question. I think all teachers have taught you that throughout school.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on, Dusty. Good question. Thank you for the question. And
Yes.
that's our best answer.
Yeah.
Moving on to Josh Stuart. He has a series of really good questions. One of them is not even necessarily a question; it's more like a preference.
Yeah.
But the first question from Joshua Stewart is, what is your favorite Edgar Wright film and why?
Mine is Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
I would also say that as well.
I've-
But why? Why is it your favorite film? Edgar Wright film.
Well, the subject matter, the source material, all that, the acting, the cast, everything was on point in that movie. And It was so much fun to watch. It was kind of the movie I was expecting to happen eventually.
Yes.
Because of the rise of gaming culture. And to see it being done that way, and it took me a minute to find out that was an actual, series of graphic novels.
Canadian comic book, right?
Yeah, so technically, it's also one of my favorite comic book movies of all time.
Yeah, it kind of does both.
It does a lot. It does a lot.
Yeah, because I can relate to the 7. Is it 7 X's?
7 X's, yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Who hasn't been in a relationship and knows you're starting to really feel it now?
Yeah.
Not like that, early on chemical kind of puppy love kind of situation. I'm talking about you're invested.
Yeah.
And you start wondering what this person was like
before you came along.
They casually bring that up. And I'm talking about young relationships. As you get older, you get over that stuff.
Yeah, but when you're young, you keep thinking about, mainly for men, it's the sexual stuff. And you always you'll go over it in your mind.
Yeah, like the ex-boyfriend.
I'm better than him. And that whole alpha male thing.
Yeah, like the ex-boyfriend is fucking banging your girl doggy style, and she's fucking screaming in pleasure.
You think, because the reason why is like... well, hell, with today's technology, a lot of this stuff gets brought up into public forums and stuff, and you have to address it. But men do, and females too. Also, they go through these things in their head, and some figure out ways around it, some don't.
Some never get over it, and the relationship suffers for it.
But Scott Pilgrim addressed that issue, and then some. In probably the coolest fashion you possibly could.
Yes. To me, my favorite Edgar Wright film is most definitely Scott Pilgrim versus the World. I fucking love that movie.
That's exactly same here.
Yeah, but see, this is going to go through the ones that I've personally seen.
Yeah,
that I can, judge.
I might change that though.
Baby Driver, that might be his best movie.
I don't know.
I've only heard good things.
I have to see it.
Shaun the Dead, it's a pretty good movie, pretty good film.
Classic.
Nick Frost and Simon Pegg. That's his That's his Bruce Campbell split.
Yeah.
It's a good movie. Yeah. Definitely not my favorite Edgar Wright film, but I appreciate what it did for the genre. Spun it around.
It's fucking hilarious in some spots.
Yeah, Hot Fuzz. Alan, we was talking about this earlier.
I have to watch it again because last time I watched Hot Fuzz, I think I was just in a shitty mood.
It's one of those things.
I have to watch it again.
It's not terribly bad. I'm not saying it's a bad film.
No, I just can't tell you anything about it. Right?
Yeah, the reveal. Yeah, I understand. But the reveal of the secret societies was a little wacky.
Oh yeah.
There. It's like a bigger piece of everything. Yeah, I don't know. We also done the fake trailer for Don't. For Grindhouse. Which is pretty cool. But World's End is also, nice pub crawl, X-Files, blow your mind kind of stuff. But see, I love Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. And they exude their own certain energy. I do like those movies a lot.
Yeah.
But when it comes to Scott Pilgrim, that movie is nothing but an injection of fucking pure adrenaline and fucking visual spectacle.
It
hit all the right retro gaming spots, and also hit me in the soft spot.
Yep.
Battle of the Bands. X's. It's just I can't say.
It's a movie that should have made billions.
Yeah. That's what kind of fucks
That's
me up
why
a little bit.
we won't see another one.
Why did that film not gross?
I don't know.
As much
it caught on way after the fact. It seemed,
Yeah.
It should have made lots of money.
But totally didn't.
It didn't.
It's weird. Yeah. So your answer.
Yes,
favorite Edgar Wright
Scott
film?
Pilgrim.
Scott
So
Pilgrim
far,
Nalley.
that's my favorite Edgar Wright film.
I haven't seen Baby Driver though. I haven't seen that. When we get down,
But like I said, it's subject to change.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Joshua Stewart also asks, "What is the best soft drink and why is it cherry Dr. Pepper?" Okay. His favorite soda is
It's cherry Dr. Pepper.
Okay. Clearly, I've spoken about this a lot on a lot of podcasts over the years.
I've mentioned Dr. Pepper way more than I should, but
Yeah. Coca-Cola.
is the best soft drink.
Hands down, best soft drink of all fucking time. No question.
We took it for granted as children. All of us did. But especially if you limited it to a treat or a guilty pleasure, a nice cold Coke it's magic.
That's the only beverage. Yeah, speaking of hot, like fucking dirty dog ass, sweating, sticky summer day.
Yeah.
There's only two things that will quench your thirst from this humble guy over here. It's an ice cold Coca-Cola and an ice cold beer.
Oh, absolutely.
Those are the two things
that will do the trick.
Yes.
Every time. And the thing is about Coke that's so remarkable is there isn't any real competitors. Like, because Pepsi just copied a recipe, you know?
Yeah.
But, you know, there's good lemon lime sodas. But then again, shit.
Sprite, dude.
Sprite's hard to fuck with.
Jake's personal padlock. You pinch poke, you owe me a Sprite.
Oh. All right, so what's in the next question?
Oh, this is...
We can go on about sodas. Hell, we just did a mini soda review, so...
Yes.
This awful fucking ginger beer.
Okay. Moving on to the next question from Josh Stuart.
Okie dokie.
This is a heavy one.
All right.
How much should new arrivals to the U.S. or any country assimilate with the culture of said country? How can they celebrate their home culture while doing so? So this kind of brings up a thing about. First thing immediately pops to my mind is Muslims. I'm not demonizing and not talking shit about Muslims or anything. You know, seems like, you know, their customs, you know, okay, America's a melting pot.
Yeah, well, has been.
And
always,
we're supposed to respect the best parts of each culture.
Yeah.
But some parts of each culture are not to be celebrated.
Absolutely not.
I don't know. I'll take it from here.
Well, all right. As far as customs and you know, rituals, basically, the first things first, you got to study expectations versus reality. Your expectations is like, all right, if I go to Korea or South Korea right now, I know that my idea of how I celebrate Christmas is going to be seen differently in Korea. I know that on a baseline level.
Yes.
Why would I try to turn the whole neighborhood into, you know, a Christmas story? You know,
it doesn't make any sense.
Why? That to me is, again, this is an extremely boisterous, unnecessary attempt to draw attention to yourself. So you have to have common sense.
Well, respect levels too.
But also, I think it's fine. If you're not hurting people, if you're not bothering people and disrupting people, you know, whether they're sitting at home or walking down the street, I don't care what you do. You know?
Right. As long as it doesn't impose on
Within
other people.
reason. Don't be imposing. I don't care. You know? So, within reason. So, I guess what he's asking, really, is like, if one of our customs is we like to kick people in the balls.
That's how you say hello.
That's how we say hello.
That's how it's maybe from people from Tasmania. They come to America.
We kick them in the balls.
Yeah. No, they kick us in the balls.
Oh, they kick us in the balls.
That's how they say hello.
Oh, hello,
See,
American. And boom!
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand that.
Yeah.
But see, at the same time, it's like, I don't go to Josh. Say I went to your house.
Yeah.
And my custom is to go to the fridge and pour milk in the sink.
Right.
I know that is not your custom. So, you know, it's one of those...
The whole fucking gallon of milk.
Yeah, it's a respect check. You know, you gotta know where you're at. You gotta respect your surroundings.
Expectations versus reality.
You gotta realize you're at someone else's house.
Yep.
You gotta use common courtesy. At least try to acknowledge that you're going to kick someone in the balls or pour milk into a sink.
So it's not so much relative to customs, it's so much intelligence.
There you go. Moving on. Another question. with the Canadian federal government discussing legalizing recreational marijuana, do you think this will expedite its legality across the USA?
No. USA will not play that.
No.
As much as I think we should, they won't. Because for reasons beyond our control, marijuana will continue to be demonized socially.
Yes.
And it will continue to be demonized by its competitors.
Of course.
Which would be your tobacco industry, your alcohol industry, and the pharmaceutical industry. Those are three big motherfucking industries. And guess who else is after them? Your oil industry, because you know why? You can make hemp-fueled cars.
Yes. That's not hippie talk. This
This
is clear
is
science.
truth. So you have a plant that, in the right climate, grows in the wild. That is a threat to as many industries as you can possibly think of that are huge in America. They're not going to let this happen without fail. So understand this. The most important thing with all my pot smoking buddies need to listen. Monsanto Bayer has the patent out for genetically modified weed, marijuana strain for recreational use. In the beginning, it was about hemp. Now it's about what they're going to be putting in dispensaries.
Because once you throw the word recreational in there,
Yeah.
it becomes a completely different story.
Oh, yeah. Because we're going to get into some dark areas with weed, marijuana.
I've been saying this for a long time. This is going to be the first ever recorded death of some type of toxicity of marijuana alone.
And
you mark my fucking words.
It's going to happen.
Anything that's been legal recreationally in America has killed somebody.
And yes, it's going to be, again, and Monsanto Bayer is who you're going to look at first. And if you really want to protest, because it's difficult, because you're trying to get one leg in the door, this is something important because Monsanto Bayer wants that money. And they want that business, okay? So this is common sense that you have to take in consideration. Next question. But again, it's a common sense issue. We was playing it back just a while ago, and it sounded silly, but yeah.
Yes.
Next question.
Josh, those were really good questions.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very solid. Thank you.
It's important. Thank
everybody so far.
Yeah.
We're going to give a big giant thanks at the end.
Yeah.
But we got to keep this truck going. I feel good about this. I feel good.
Absolutely.
Moving on to Brandon Jenko Jenkins. This motherfucker right here.
Hey, man. Give me all your money.
Yes. His question is, what is your favorite video game from the 90s, 2000s, and now? Alan, go.
The most endearing franchise for me.
But we're talking about 90s, 2000s, and now. We're not talking about 80s, 70s. We're talking about 90s, 2000s, and now.
I have to say, the Super Mario Brothers from then till now, you know? I guess. I mean, I can't really... There's only two franchises that I've poked and prodded inside of. And that's the Super Mario Brothers franchise and the Tekken franchise, which also spans from the 90s, 2000s.
So, no, from 1990 till 1999.
Mario Brothers.
Mario Brothers, which one? They can't just say Mario. That's like blanket. That's a blanket.
Yeah, it is a blanket generalization, but there were so many fucking Mario games that I loved. That,
see, it's a tough question.
Mario 3 and Mario World. And
Mario 3 came out in the 80s.
No, it didn't.
Came out in 1989.
Did it?
Didn't it?
I don't think so.
I might be wrong. So does that count as a 90s film? Or 90s game?
Yeah.
Gosh, okay. Okay, there you go. So is that your favorite game of the 90s?
Yes.
Okay, of the 2000s?
Actually, you know, in the 2000s, it took me a minute to get on board with Mario 64, but that was 97, right?
What, Mario 64? That was 96/95. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What year? I feel like an asshole.
Well, no, it's because it's a blur. Because we're old. You know?
Okay, that makes sense. Because to me, it seems like Mario 3 came out in the 80s, but I bet you it didn't, though.
But it boils down to classics for me. It's always going to end up being something Mario related, something Castlevania related, and Zelda related, because those franchises are so endearing, so creative, so much fun. People look to them for inspiration. People steal from them, and it'll be like that till the end of fucking time. To be completely honest, Metroid, same thing. They're gonna. It's hard for me to answer that question.
Okay.
Because
I understand.
It is kind of a blanket generalization again, because fundamentally with games, for me, if it's a game that you can get good at, I'm interested. That's how I am
saying,
now.
not just a game you finish. With
It's a
something,
game you can get good at.
Yeah, you can perfect.
Yes.
Find the
And
nuances.
and that's not me shitting on other types of games, but I'm more interested in games that you can get good at.
Understand. Brendan, my favorite game from the 90s is definitely, this is a tough one. I'm only picking one for each early
hard.
time. 90s Resident Evil 1, man. I'm not talking about director's cut. I'm talking about the original Resident Evil long box PS1 fucking game, the big box. From the 2000s. See, it has recently changed. But I would probably have to say Resident Evil 4.
Oh man, yeah, that fucking game's awesome too.
But see, it's so tough. I'm riding that Resident Evil dick.
That's why I went with the Generals.
But okay, fuck it. That's a cop out. I won't go with another. Will not go with another Resident Evil game. So in the 2000s, I will say Metroid Prime on the GameCube.
Dope.
And now my favorite game. It's not a new game, but if you want to talk about like modern games, I guess I would have to say probably something like a Dark Souls 2 or a Dark Souls kind of game. But here recently, I've been playing Wind Waker and Mario Sunshine. So if you can't tell already, I'm very heavily leaned towards Nintendo.
People know that with us.
But I do love Metal Gear Solid.
Castlevania,
obviously. Like, to me, my favorite Castlevania game is Castlevania Dracula's Curse.
Oh, dude. Well, see, Castlevania 4 is perfect.
See, yes, because it controls.
I love Circle of the Moon. I love... Man, see, I can't. That's hard.
See, Brendan,
this is a whole other... Yeah,
you know what, Alan? He did that on purpose.
I know.
I know why he did that. I know why.
This will be a whole other podcast.
Okay,
altogether.
So moving on.
Right.
The second question. The horror series you would most like to see a reboot of. I have a very good answer to this.
It's not a series, but a horror film we like to see remade in today's world.
It's a film called I Bury the Living. Came out in 1958.
Yeah.
It's about this man. He's kind of like still the 50s. So he's a hardworking, let's get stuff done. I'm taking over. But what he does, he takes over a cemetery.
Yeah.
And he has to control, who gets buried here, the finances of it all, and
burial plots.
Yeah, burial plots. That's what he manages.
Yeah.
So he's taken over this cemetery, and there's been this old Irishman has been working there since he was a wee lad.
Yeah.
And he knows that cemetery in and out, and the new guy doesn't. And the plot device of this film is there's a big kind of like it's a fucking how would you say this?
It's a map.
It's a map, and you put
of all the grave plots.
All the grave plots are filled and not filled.
Yeah,
and are saved for people, and it's represented with white pins you stick into the board. That's the people. That's an open plot.
Yeah,
the black
are the ones
pins,
that are dead.
The black pins are the ones that are dead.
Yeah.
And you put it into the, say, okay, we take the white pin out, you put the black pin in, and that's where someone's buried at.
Yeah.
So the new guy starts taking the pins out and moving them around. So he takes out a white pin for no reason and puts a black pin in there. I'm not going to spoil the film completely, but every time he puts a black pin where a white pin should be, someone dies.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It's a weird psychological film. You should Google it, watch a trailer for it. But to me, I Bury the Living is one of those things. It could have benefited from a remake or a higher budget.
Yeah, definitely. It's strong enough. It kept. I didn't think I was going to be interested in it because it was public domain.
But yeah, because it's part of those 20 horror films on one DVD. But it's totally worth a watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably didn't explain that as well as I should. But yeah,
Well,
I Bury the Living.
It sounds complicated, but when
it's the characters. It's not. It's supposed to be scary, but what makes it scary is the people.
It's more clever than it is scary.
Yes, and the last question from Brennan Jenkins is: a Hall of Famer wrestler you would most like to see wrestle one more match at Mania. See, Brennan, Alan and I was kind of thinking about this. Are you talking about alive or living? Or no,
alive or dead?
Dead. That's stupid to say that. Yeah, dead or alive.
Yeah.
Alan, you can go ahead. Oh, this wrestler is still alive.
Hulk Hogan, Steve Austin needs to happen.
Jesus Christ. Yes, it does.
It needs to happen. I don't care, like, how. I just want it to happen.
Yeah, why didn't it?
I think it came close. I don't think they hate each other.
I've heard a lot of dirt sheets, being read, like, it's kind of like how HBK was a fucking dick about, selling Hogan's moves.
I don't think at this point there is a bunch of there's no bullshit, because Steve Austin and Hogan both are, like, cool with each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's no reason for that.
There might have been some words said back in the day, but, dude, no way. Like, they're both humbled by their fucking, They're not at that point anymore. But, yeah, Hogan, Austin, one more. That's it. We saw Hogan rock, and it was phenomenal.
Yes.
Hogan, Austin would settle so much. That's a dream match. That's the dream match. I think they've been always holding it back.
Well, fuck. I mean,
for something.
Okay, now wrestler that's Hall of Famer that's dead.
Macho Man.
Gosh, you took it. Yeah,
well, what else can I say?
Macho Man, he's Mount Rushmore first ballad. He's one of my favorites of all fucking time. Period.
He's so good. He did everything perfect in my eyes. Kurt Henning's perfect too. There's a lot of dead wrestlers that should be in there.
My dream match for people that are alive, Hall of Famers, Harley Race. Another match with him. I'd like to see him go at it. We'll go one more run because
with Terry Funk.
Yeah, there you go. Shit, dead. You already took my that are not alive Hall of Famer. Like to see go at it one more time. That have passed away would probably be. God dang it! Yeah, I think you said them all, man.
Yeah, well, it's because how could why wouldn't Macho Man be in there? Like,
I guess it's going on an off chance, and I just go ahead and say Eddie Guerrero.
Oh,
yeah,
all right.
I'll say that. I'll throw that out there. It's not like I'm going deep into the wrestling mythos or deep into the. Whoa, I have to Google that name. Yeah, Eddie Guerrero's awesome.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He's dead. He's a Hall of Famer.
He was the fucking top of his goddamn game when he died too.
Solid. Never injured anybody.
Nope.
Always tip. Brennan Jenkins, thank you.
Good questions.
Those were fucking solid.
They're
questions.
hard to answer.
Yeah, you put us on the spot. And like I said, Alan, I think he knew that.
Yeah, I know.
He wanted us to fucking stew our mind about it.
Yeah. It makes for good conversation.
But moving on here, we got Chris Nalley here.
Yeah.
His question is, what characters are easiest to pick up and learn? What characters, in your opinion, would be higher tier or capable of winning more matchups, and does it matter? And we're talking about Tekken.
Tekken, yeah. Okay, well, it's a difficult one to answer.
It's a long one.
I've noticed fiddling around with Tekken 7 recently over a couple weekends. Lucky Chloe which was a character that was everyone was against, apparently.
Yeah, in the States.
But we were fiddling around with the newer characters, and I discovered that they put her in there as a very accessible. You can mash her and get results.
Right.
Much like how Bob was in Tekken 6.
And Eddie.
Also,
he just said, this is a little side note, fuck Eddie. That's throwing it.
Okay. But
Eddie Gordo, go ahead.
But when you get into a game like Tekken, it is kind of hard for me to throw a default character to start out with, because it turns out initially when you pick up these characters, you're like, oh, they stink, or I don't like them. But try out as many as you possibly can, because you might find a rhythm. Because from my eyes, Tekken is a rhythmic experience, and
yes.
if you find the rhythm with any character, and you'll be surprised who it is. It might be somebody you wouldn't like.
Right. See, to me, what immediately drives me to pick characters. Are they aesthetically pleasing? Like,
right.
That dude looks cool, or that chick looks
cool.
As far as like picking up characters, the easiest to pick up, like you said, or like a Bob and the Lucky Chloe. In Tekken 7, I can't talk much about Tekken 7 because I haven't played it enough. But in Tekken in general, easy pickup characters definitely would probably have to be like
Nina.
Actually, that's the queen of pickup.
Nina's
characters.
Brutal. Bob's brutal. Steve is brutal.
Yes.
We tend to gravitate towards, but see, always start off with those kind of characters, and then go into practice mode. You'll find stuff out about these characters you just didn't think you would like, but you do. Like Alyssa, for example, is a character I play in Tekken. Hated her in Tekken 6 because of online play. Ended up picking her up in Tekken Tag, and I love her. She's one of my mains. Of course, I might drop her now because the people we're playing against now destroys it. But I would recommend, Lucky, as of right now with Tekken 7, pick up Lucky Chloe, Nina, Bob.
And some people will say Akuma.
And maybe Akuma if you're a Street Fighter player. But that would be the foundations for now.
And I don't think he's broken. Just because he's a Street Fighter character.
He's definitely Street Fighter character.
In a fucking Tekken
game.
world, though.
Yeah.
So, I don't think he's broken. You can pwn Akuma. Just because I've seen Akuma's moves for fucking 15 years.
Yeah.
I can telegraph it. I can fucking counter. It's already there.
Now, as far as Tekken as series as a whole, if you really want to get in deep into the mythos, pick up any version of Tekken Tag 2 and just sit there and just take a look at it. And you'll learn so much about the game. And Tekken 5 for PlayStation 2 would be a good one to pick up.
Yes, technically, a lot of people say that's the best out of the series.
Yeah.
Me personally, I gravitate towards... obviously, I'm a wrestling fan. King.
Yeah.
That's my main. He's easy. He's got a lot of cheaty moves.
Right.
But what makes him such an in-depth character is his chain combo commands. Those are fucking intense. And if I love wrestling, I love seeing a fucking DDT and a stunner in a fucking fighting game.
It's awesome.
Love it. Tombstone.
Elbows.
King's my boy. But see, that's just my main. But also, I have a fucking psychology to my fighting game where I play as characters that people fucking hate. And in Tekken Tag 2, which is still my favorite Tekken game, even after playing Tekken 7 for... Like I said, I have to play it a little bit more. I played as Gan Ryu and Angel. Those are two characters that piss people off the most besides Eddie or a Tiger.
Oh, definitely. And for me, my mains have always been, for the last 7 years or so, or more, has been Yoshimitsu, Ling Chao Yu, and then Alyssa came along.
Yoshimitsu's the hardest fucking character to learn besides
That's
Wei
what
Lu.
made me
Is
appreciate
Wei
the
Lu
game.
long in fucking Tekken 7?
No.
What? See, my
there's-
hatred grows.
Well, see, there's some issues with Tekken 7 on that note, but we still have to understand that the next tag game is coming,
Yeah, it's true.
and it's going to be the Street
They're
Fighter
making
one.
us Mystic characters, like, yeah, but see, I don't like that tactic sometimes, though. I've already seen it with
Yeah.
Jason, already seen it with fucking Halloween 3. I mean, I don't want to,
Yeah,
you know
because this game, Tekken 7, is highly successful for the fighting genre is not doing very well.
Yeah, I'm just really glad to find another like. I know old Nalley plays a lot of fighting games.
Yeah.
And it's really cool that he's into Tekken 7 right now.
I'm glad, yeah, the more the merrier. We just now discovered 3 or 4 more players that just blow us out the water.
And on that note,
We've been playing
also,
forever.
I'd like to wish you a speedy recovery, man. I know you had a life-threatening blood clot go through your body, and that's fucking terrible, dude. I know you had been able to play a lot, but man, taking breaks from fighting games will make you better.
Yeah, you get to appreciate it more. You get to breathe. Give it some breath, and it gets better.
Another fresh perspective on it.
Yeah.
Thank you for the question. That was really good because we love Tekken. It's kind of a niche thing. But but it's good.
Yeah.
A little bonus round here. Anonymous asks, what makes a famous YouTuber, and who may be our favorite YouTube personality?
What makes a good YouTuber is someone who is working around the clock. I mean, you have to. Like, we've never been toe-to-toe with, like, say, Filthy Frank or Jenna Marbles or PewDiePie. These guys are on a whole different level. And the thing is, it requires so much more work than just putting stuff up on YouTube and promoting it. There's way more to it. And it actually takes just as much hard, independent work on your own to get close to those levels.
See, I think you have to really dedicate your whole life to it. I think that's your daily thing, your daily business. The thing is, we don't have the money to dedicate to we love doing it, but gosh, it is a very expensive hobby. Yeah, but what makes a really good YouTube personality is a personality that speaks out, like an angry video gamer, James Ralph. You know, from a certain extent,
An honest voice.
Yeah, Review Tech USA. Angry Joe at some points. Not particularly too big on him, but he's really good personality because he does exude something original and a different take on the same things you see every day.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's not particularly a deep answer to that question, but it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to really get to answer that completely.
Yeah, exactly, because it's something that's still in the progress.
And it's all subjective, but it seems like monetization of YouTube has definitely made some quote unquote YouTube stars and have made them rich, and will do things to continually stay rich, catering to a crowd. To make money, and I guess as long as someone's listening to it, there always will be a cash flow.
Yep. Agreed.
Okay, next we have Blake Baize. He has a few topics we should discuss.
Okay.
I think. Okay, first thing, bucket list. What is on our bucket list?
Probably to play a festival.
You're talking about like Coachella or Lollapalooza or
Just
something?
with
Yeah,
a
that'd be
badass
fucking
set.
dope. Yes.
Probably make a theatrical movie. You know, I really don't know. Like, I take it a day at a time anyway.
Yeah, because, as you get older, life becomes a little bit more trivial.
It's a good question, but I can't really answer it to that degree. Like,
yeah, but I will also say, play a big festival.
dude, if we can
and
play,
have a film.
you know what I'm saying?
Have
Just-
a nice, solidly made film.
Dude,
out.
yeah. Do a comedy show. Stuff like that before I die. Definitely.
Yeah. I mean, I know it's kind of a cop out, but I guess bucket list also. I guess
Get into a 3-way.
Yeah, it's just stuff like that. I don't want to say stuff get me in trouble, but
Well, I'm talking about from my end.
I know smoke a joint with Willie Nelson.
Yeah, something.
Yeah, that's a bucket list.
You
kind of
know,
thing. Yeah, that
it's
kind of
nothing
stuff.
too extreme that any other average Joe would
Yeah,
say.
play acoustic with Neil Young.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. This one's really good though. What is the most embarrassing thing to ever happen to you, Alan?
Walmart. 14.
Okay.
I went to, this is just when the Super Center opened, and I went, it was during, yeah, it's like the first year. And that was, it was kind of like Facebook before Facebook. Everyone went to that Walmart to hang out.
Yeah, because it's new, too. Super Center and stuff.
And I was talking to this girl, and we just got through hanging out at the cosmetics area or whatever. I remember kissing her and stuff and just being all like, you know, that puppy dog love shit. And I remember turning around to go out the door at Walmart, and I went through the wrong door, and I went, smell! I hit the fucking door hard as shit.
Oh, my God.
Oh, it was, and I know she saw me, man.
Did you have a boner?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I was nervous as fuck.
Nervous boners happen.
Yeah, I know, but like, and it's so funny, man, because I've had doors slam on me before, like at fucking, when I got fired the first time at Telecom, that happened. Somebody was walking out. I just ran into the fucking door like a moron. It was like, seriously, like if the NSA or the CIA or somebody was watching me or the FBI was watching me, they've been watching a situation comedy from fucking some planet for like the last 25 years. But yeah, that was the most embarrassing thing because it was a girl I was really attracted to, and I was at Walmart in public, and I fucking just slammed into the fucking door. Whoa. Like a goddamn Charlie Chaplin. That's why I love slapstick so much. I relate to it.
Wow. That's pretty deep though, man.
It's stupid.
Because yeah, any type of weird like love situation at that age is always awkward and fucking clumsy as fuck though.
Yeah, I'm sure. Dude, I got plenty of embarrassment stories. I've grown immune to it.
Right.
But that was one of the most embarrassing moments.
My most embarrassing moment / I don't know, maybe I played it cool. I don't know. Dusty, Willis, Brett McDowell, Alan, and I were at Denny's, and I ordered a. It was called the. Was it the Grand Slam burger?
No, it's the Full House burger.
Full House burger, which is a burger with everything on it plus a fried egg. So you know we're working third shift. I guess my dietary side hasn't got adjusted to that, but I ate the burger. We were all talking. I forgot. I don't even know what the fuck we was talking about. This dumb shit that people talk about at a Denny's. And, you know, I leaned over. I was wearing green basketball shorts. And I leaned over to do one of those standard grade A farts. So I'm like, yeah, this is going to make me feel so much better. And I leaned my cheek over. And I farted, but I shit my pants. I shit myself at a Denny's in Beaver Dam, Kentucky.
Yeah.
In basketball shorts. And it took me a little while to be like, at first, it's like that old fuck moment, like, oh shit, I just fucking shit my pants in a fucking Denny's. Like, everyone's here, like, you know. So I played it cool. You know, asked for the check, threw my money down. Then had to politely, and some people said I was Steve McQueen about it. I was like, hey guys, I shit my pants. So I stood up. I waddled up, and everyone's kind of like, what the fuck, man? It's kind of laughing,
That's
but
so
not
funny,
laughing because
dude.
it sucks because you shit your pants.
Yeah, I mean, what do you do, you know?
So then I had to wobble out of the Denny's, and I didn't have a change of clothes. So I had to ride in the back of Dusty's van on top of some newspapers all the way to fucking Drexboro, Kentucky with just setting in my own shit. So that's probably the most embarrassing thing to happen to me. I admit it. You know, I shit my pants. It happens.
Well,
A lot of people say, you know, like they don't, but they have.
I think it's funny, though, that we're so immune to that kind of shit that we could talk about it
Yeah,
on the internet. You know?
Let everybody know.
But, I mean, see, I've seen in more embarrassing things. I feel embarrassed for people sometimes.
Yeah.
But in my case, dude, I grew up. That's why I think humor is important, man, because all that shit that's happened to me that I thought was embarrassing or just all that. I don't know. It's funny. Because life is that. Life is a series of these uncomfortable, awkward moments that really happen to you. And you know it's real. And that's what makes good comedy is real stuff, you know? So, yeah.
That makes sense.
Shame, fuck all that, you know?
Yeah.
We all carry it, but, you know.
We're all grown-ups here.
Grown up.
Yeah, but yeah, good question, Blake. And it's glad to have these, like I said.
Yeah.
Bob Casey asked, what do you think about the NBA free agency this summer? I guess what he's trying to get at.
We was talking about it earlier.
Yeah, we kind of talked about that earlier, but yeah, I just want to elaborate this real fast and say that Lob City being completely gutted was kind of a shocker. That was a spectacular thing.
But I think they knew that midway.
Yeah, Redick going to the Sixers.
Building the team around him.
Yeah, Chris Paul going to the Rockets, like we said earlier, is kind of toxic. But what was a big shock for me is Blake Griffin staying.
I figured he would have bounced.
Me too, but he didn't. Bobby would also say the Paul George going to the fucking Thunder is pretty out there.
I can't even picture
Why
him.
does the fucking West need that? They don't.
The East needs to be built up. We said it 1,000 times. Until then, the NBA's rating is going to be in the shitter.
Yeah, and also, I can't really go on about that anymore.
It's just annoying.
But Bob Casey, we've had a lot of good conversations and being fun.
Yeah.
And that is a good question. And, it was very spectacular this year. This past summer, like I said, it's my favorite part sports part of the summer besides Little League, World Series baseball.
Yeah.
And on a similar kind of vein, Kevin motherfucking Willoughby has asked this a very funny but very, very accurate question. Why can't Isaiah Briscoe hit layups or shoot a basketball?
Because I think he was physically abused by basketball goals as a kid.
You know what? I think he was. Because he was so scared of the rim, I think. And so he had to do other things. Like, I can dribble, right? Yeah, I can dribble.
Yeah, drive to the basket, right? Yeah.
Is he going to hit it? No. Can he play defense?
No.
Kind of, yeah.
Briscoe was a big letdown. We saw his
Because he started
mixtape.
off this past season so well.
Mm-hmm.
He done un-Briscoe-like things.
Right, and we was all proud of him.
Then when the season started to hit like full gear, back to old Briscoe. Back to old missing jump shots.
He was a letdown, dude. Him and the Haitian.
Wait. You talking about Gabriel?
No, the Haitian. The
Oh,
tall guy.
Scal
Labriziere.
But he wasn't on the team last year, though.
I know, but I'm just
they're
saying.
both, fucking
They
terrible.
were hyped as fuck, and they came in and it's like, oh, I get it. Junior pro.
Yeah, these guys, they're going straight to the NBA.
Yeah,
That's all
Briscoe is just a fucking a sad look, and I'm trying to think of a color that would fit it. He's just gray.
yeah. He's not even vanilla, because vanilla has flavor.
Yeah, he's
It's
just
very plain.
he's just no good.
It's like that default, when you go make a wrestler or a basketball player, it's that default kind of...
All I'm saying is the people he was playing against in New Jersey must have been shitty.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Had to be
saying?
pretty bad.
Awful.
Kevin, man, we love you, man.
Yeah, dude.
Appreciate.
Worm beats.
Yeah.
All
Worm
day.
beats. Little worm, son. Worm.
Fishbone.
Oh, the next up is another stranger of a Kevin. Kevin Kaemerer. Alan, have you heard of this guy? No, me either. It's kind of weird. I don't think you even know this guy.
I don't know who.
Kevin who? Oh, no, man. We love Kevin. Kevin Kaemerer's, he's done some skits with us. He's done podcasts in the past with us, too. But, Kevin is also like another Brennan Jenkins kind of character. He's going to throw a fucking wrench at us. He's going to throw some deep kind of questions, I guess. Because why wouldn't he? Because he's already heard our shit before.
Yeah, he knows.
Okay. He wants us to... He has a kind of... wants us to get into some juicy kind of stuff.
Okay.
He has a kind of a question about how we feel about conspiracy talk and Antifa. We kind of touched on Antifa and
Earlier,
the left
yeah.
and leftists earlier. But conspiracy talk, it seems like something we probably need to focus on more.
Okay.
I hate the word conspiracy
What?
theorist.
Here's what
the
we're going to
phrase
call it.
conspiracy
It's called
theorist.
event skepticism.
See, I like to think it as
Critical
thinking.
thinking. Yeah.
That's it.
Um,
You take the facts and you weigh it out and you figure it out from
figure
that.
it out yourself.
You know, the facts will shit out some conclusion at some point.
The universe does it to us sometimes.
Not everything
Is a conspiracy and blah, blah, blah. I know. We know that.
but I just hate the label of it. Like, Alex Jones has given it a bad name, I think.
Well, yeah.
Sure, yeah, it's turning, the chemicals are turning the frogs gay. Sure, I guess.
Yeah.
In a weird, twisted version of that, he would be, they would be turning gay.
Right.
but
Well, the InfoWars side of it, man, that's a business too.
Yeah, it's all
And,
there to generate cash.
But the thing is, the truth is always strange, and it's also, like we mentioned earlier, how often things just don't get mentioned because they're fucking horrible. And the truth is not only strange, but it's horrible, and it's fair in this life to be a skeptic of what you're seeing. The term conspiracy theory was thrown out. It was thrown into the wild after the murder of JFK.
Yeah, that's the bottom line.
This was that those words put together was a little, I guess you would say,
JFK
psychological.
even said it, I think, in his speech.
Yeah, he mentioned it.
Yeah.
He mentions this shit. But I'm at this point in my life, though. I know some people don't want to hear it. They don't want to discuss it. They don't want to get into details because I know it's easier for them to sleep at night. Ignorance is always going to be bliss because knowledge is a burden. Even to a professor or a Stephen Hawkins or Albert Einstein or Jordan Peterson, knowledge is a burden.
Yes, and also, Shapiro and Milo.
All these people.
Yeah, Milo is something else, man. I think, I don't know if I brought this up earlier. I think we was just talking, but yeah, Milo got in a lot of hot water talking about pedophilia. Yeah, but see, I think that was just something to stir up kind of...
Something went wrong there.
I'm not part of the homosexual community. I'm not claiming to be.
No, so I don't know.
But also, I'm not an
anything about
idiot. Yeah, I know homosexuals, and from the stories that I've always heard from them, it's always been an awkward older man, younger boy situation, and he got into hot water over that.
Yeah,
and he's not considered. Well, actually, hates conspiracy theorists, but
right.
It seems like there's kind of like a quote unquote critical thinking theory against Milo, just because he's such an out there kind of guy.
Yeah,
he's out there. He
Yeah.
pisses everybody off in the right way, though. Ben Shapiro, totally love the guy. Is it Ben? I think I might have said it wrong.
Well, here's the thing about conspiracy and demonizing people who participate in conspiracy theory. Why is it, ladies and gentlemen, that it was okay for the last 30 or 40 years to accept the Italian mafia?
Yeah. See, that's a valid fucking argument.
Why was it that was okay? Oh, yeah, that, and everyone believed it. There was nobody saying, oh, So are you saying that it's only relative to certain minorities that you don't understand that participate in conspiracy?
That's actually, Alan, that's probably all needs to be said about that.
Yeah.
That's a damning argument against that.
People have been following The Sopranos, all of Martin Scorsese films. Come on. Goodfellas. Look at it. We accepted that.
Why can't we accept...
Just because that particular form of conspiracy doesn't exist anymore quite like that, doesn't mean...
But...
it's over?
You'd be a fool to think that rich people don't necessarily crave anything more than more money.
Exactly.
Or power.
More land, more everything.
And obviously they're intelligent enough to acquire that power and said cash. So you think they just sit around twiddling their thumbs?
Yes, they fight each other. They fight each other,
They think about how they can
Right.
control and bring more power to different situations.
Exactly. It's simple. That's the thing.
It's not rocket science.
Yeah, it's so. It's been there. There's nothing hidden. Here's the thing, too.
We're humans.
Yeah,
We're fucking vile, nice, compassionate,
yeah.
evil. You know, we're all of those things.
Our spectrum is extreme, and yeah. So don't go sitting, calling people these tinfoil hat wearing, whatever you feel is necessary to feel better about it. Don't do that. You're really, really shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah.
But you have to take a lot of things into consideration about the nature of humanity and what it's, double standards. We're just, come on,
Yeah.
think about it. Think a little bit harder. And,
It couldn't hurt. There's always moderation. Just don't
Yeah.
think yourself around in circles. So it's
trust me,
detrimental to your health.
people within the quote unquote conspiracy community are upset with the flat earthers, upset with the David Icke lizard thing. Although they might have different intentions, but yeah, and the thing is, there's always infighting on both sides of it. And the typical argument would be like, well, how the fuck could powerful people get together without killing each other? Well, they do.
A lot.
Just like the mafia.
Yes.
But it's so weird to me that, if Italian immigrants do it, I believe it. But other European immigrants doing it? No? Okay. Fine. I just don't want to hear any fucking... I don't want to get berated by people.
Yeah. Not everybody wears a tinfoil hat.
Exactly.
That's a broad blanket generalization.
Yep.
Kevin? Yeah, good.
Good one.
Good. Yeah, it's a little bit of a touchy subject.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to move on to something music related. Big shout out to CL Gregory, man. Yeah, we recently connected on some music because I'm a huge Thin Lizzy fan. Phil Lynotte's one of my fucking heroes, and it kind of led to I don't know, like a rabbit hole of stuff, like digging deep, and Thin Lizzy is criminally underrated, overlooked a lot. So I started digging into stuff, and I got really into King's X, which is, they had that quote unquote, they're not from Seattle, but they had that Seattle sound before anybody else did. The marketability of that band, they were ripped off to death. But we're just gonna. C.L. Gregory brought up some pretty good stuff. He says his question is, have you ever done anything about... Have we ever talked about blacks in rock and metal? And yes, we have.
Yeah.
It's hard not to. Actually, if you want to get down to it, what is rock, metal, or anything without black musicians?
Essentially have been taking black people's music for eons.
Centuries.
The only thing that white people came up with was what, polka?
Yeah. Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Which could be a respectable form,
and I respect
guess.
polka because it's kind of like punk rock in the drum cat,
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But no, what I did find interesting though, when we got into Thin Lizzy a while back, and it made me think. I was like, okay, here's an Irish black guy from London, right?
Oh well, yeah, he's from
Ireland, but stayed in London, and he's black. So he had had a white mom and a black father.
Yes.
Okay.
Jetted. Yeah.
And I guess in the 70s and the late 60s, in rock America, it was hard to... But Edgar Winter, on the other hand, which was an albino.
What? That's a... What?
He's one of the greatest... He's considered one of the greatest blues guitarists of all time. So, herein lies, this problem. And when you hit that milestone with Thin Lizzy, and of course it goes as far back as Chuck Berry, and then Little Richard, and then
Muddy Waters, back.
Oh yeah, all that. All this stuff has more or less came from black communities. It was lifted. Elvis, same thing. The reason why I have guitars in my house is because of black musicians, especially Chuck Berry.
Of course.
Because when Michael J. Fox fires that fucking
Yeah, and Back to the Future.
That Gibson ES335 up and starts playing Johnny Be Good, changed my whole fucking life. That was the reason why I had to get a guitar.
Yes.
And that was a Chuck Berry song. And when I realized that Chuck Berry did those things, the duck walk and the solos, insane.
Yeah.
So
life altering.
Yes.
100%.
So as the rock genres evolved, basically from the hardcore or punk to hardcore to metal to thrash, there's black people involved in all of those.
Yes.
And especially in hardcore, there's a band called Bad Brains.
Okay.
They had a black lead singer that was absolutely crazy. This guy was fucking doing monkey flips. Like he, I think he might have worked with Faith. They might have opened for Faith No More
That's
when
their
Chuck
claim to
Mosley.
fame?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's Bad Brains, and then you get into the grunge era, and you have King's X.
And also, this is something that's still kind of new to me. The whole wheat bread, and I've heard of Live in Color.
Oh yeah,
but whole wheat bread's something we got to dig into a whole lot. Yes, but yeah, we can't. Yeah, back to Doug. Of King's X. You cannot deny that guy,
dude.
You can't. You know what I'm saying? He's soulful.
Wow.
And he plays bass. Reminds me of some other guy, but he's a lefty.
He's a lefty, yeah.
Yeah, and that group, King's X, is three people.
Yeah.
All sing harmonies, sound like a fucking army.
It's so good. That's the thing, man. We wouldn't even talk about it if it wasn't good. This shit is good. Like Thin Lizzy, from where did we start?
Dude, I don't know. Everyone's
Johnny the Fox or what?
Jailbreak.
Jailbreak.
Let's throw Jailbreak out there because everyone's
Vagabonds of the Western World. We'll start there.
Actually, yeah. Whiskey in a Jar. Man.
Yeah.
Fuck.
We're talking albums, not just songs. Albums.
Oh, okay.
Of amazing material.
Bad Reputation.
Bad Reputation. Jailbreak.
Fucking Thunder and Lightning is dope.
Yes. 1983 is when that album came out. Johnny the Fox. They're all good. Then you get... Now, Case, you've gotten more into King's X.
Yeah.
And then there's Bad Brains and Live in Color. Not in Live, but just Live in Color.
The Fish. The band...
Fishbone.
Fishbone.
Yeah.
Yep. Whoa.
Yeah, I know. I remember sending that link to Kevin.
But it's spelled
But it's
differently.
long since been gone.
Way,
like
yeah.
I think it's out of the copyright.
But see, all these Willoughbys and all these Gregorys are
Yeah, I
all
know, it's
related.
crazy.
Speaking of that, Brian, your question is about beer and IPAs. I think CL Gregory also appreciate this. Stone IPAs founders. Anything from those two people or two
Dogfish Head
are the best of all time.
Dogfish Head 120-minute IPA is the best IPA. Period. I think
hands down.
The best you'll ever put in your mouth.
But something I can purchase on the weekly, every weekend, Stone IPA.
Yeah.
Ooh,
yeah. It's like falling into a hops bush. It's very hoppy.
It gets you drunk.
Oh,
makes you feel good. You don't have you'll have a little bit of a dehydration hangover, but you don't feel like dookie.
It's different. It's a different kind of buzz altogether.
Yeah, but going back to, we need to talk more.
Well, there's a lot of that. But basically, yeah, people, what I suggest people do, Google Thin Lizzy.
Google King's X. My favorite so far is Dogman.
Bad Brains, if you're into hardcore punk rock. Metal, you have the lead singer Seven Dust.
Yes.
You have the lead singer of Killswitch Engage, the original one, or the second singer.
Yeah.
To be technical. Yeah, just check it out. Like, you'd be surprised. It's not featured or marketed as predominantly because I don't know. There's some fucking weird shit that goes on in the music business.
Dude, if you're an audiophile, it's fucking just dig for it.
Dig it. There's so much shit. It's unbelievable. Good shit.
I love music. I can't help but not to. I had to plug our albums on. On Bandcamp.
Go Bandcamp. Check it out.
Yeah, they're not particularly metal at all. They're the most accessible albums we ever did. But let's check those out. But man, I think that kind of wraps up the podcast.
Yeah.
I'm glad to end it on that note because we just recently got acquainted on Facebook. It's good to find like-minded individuals and then have feedback from them.
That's all we want is fucking feedback. It's the best. That's why we're doing this.
Yes, and also just to be heard. If you don't like what the fuck we say,
that's okay.
Record your own fucking podcast.
Yeah, you go at it. We'll fucking. You're entitled to it. You know. I think it's interesting that here I am. I'm talking to the world from my bed. You know.
Yeah, I'm sitting in this creaky desk chair that's old as fuck.
But no, our intent is just to get people to think, not to get them angry. You know. If it does, I'm sorry, but we want you to think.
Yes,
that's it.
And also, just, a lot of people haven't really necessarily talked to us.
Yeah.
And this is one way of doing it.
Yeah, we're talking to the world.
Well, I'd like to thank everybody for listening. I know this is a long one, but it's a really good one.
1220 Productions
Like
podcast.
and subscribe at YouTube.